Yeah, hide the chips. Sit here and show you instead of what I should be working on. Because, you know, I haven't done just a vlog in a while. But you know what? No, this is upside down. Ta-da. It says easy craft assembly. Less build time, more play time. Do we believe that this is going to be easy assembly?
If it's that easy, is it going to fall apart that quickly?
Touche. I think I should start putting it together and find out.
Probably.
So I had no intention of doing a vlog right now or anything else. But, you know, plans change. As you know, I literally just threw a headband on, no makeup or anything today. And I'm even sitting in front of a mess on a wall. This is not a room. Honestly, I think when we first moved into this house, I may have, well, I showed this room briefly. This is our 5-year-old's room. The hole in the wall, that is no longer a hole in the wall. It's been patched. We just have to repaint her room, which we have the paint. I just haven't done it yet. Waiting for nicer weather so I can open up the windows again. That is actually from our kitchen remodel. We had to come through this backside to get to some stuff when we were mounting the microwave. So why am I hanging out in my 5-year-old's room and showing you that? Well, I already kind of showed you at the start there. I'm putting together her dollhouse. This child is so excited. Quick backstory, I put it on Instagram, but in case you didn't see it, don't follow me, whatever. Or in case you saw that and you're curious about more of it, we had a couple of dollhouses that were loaned to us by a family member. And she's actually had them for a while now. I'm going to say about 2 years. And really did enjoy playing with them. She kind of go through phases. Became too much for a room for 2 of them. So we did take one out at one point. She was still playing with one of them. But that family member decided that they had wanted them back, which it was theirs. That was their right. That's okay. So we kind of transitioned, especially when she seemed to be in a phase of not playing with them very often. So we kind of slipped them out of her room. And then when she would start to ask questions, we would distract her. And then they really wanted them back. So we got them over there. And it was all okay until she realized that they were completely gone. She started asking where they were. And we tried to explain who they belonged to and that they weren't actually hers. She was just getting to play with them. And that, yeah, it's hard for a 5-year-old to understand. Well, then, of course, we go over to a family member's house and they see him there. And so she was really confused why she couldn't just bring him home again. So we went ahead, counted everything that was in her piggy bank, and then one of her sisters actually contributed some extra funds. We threw in a few dollars. I found this dollhouse. It was on Sam's Club's website, actually, for half price. It was $150. I gave $79, I think, for it. So I guess a hair over half price, but it is the Kidkraft Camilla Mansion Dollhouse. This thing is massive, but truth is, for the price, all of the other ones I was looking at between Sam's Club's website, Costco, and Amazon, this was the biggest, had good reviews, and for the price, it just, yeah, it was the best deal. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this bad boy together, but let me show you what it is. Yeah, so this is my project. There's a little light glare there, but I mean, look at this. And she is so excited. When it came today, she's like, Mom, look, you didn't even know this. So she's excited that that opens. So I tried to explain to her that that flushes. There's a light in the fridge. The lamp lights up. The piano actually plays music. And it's 4 feet tall. I'm pretty sure that this is taller than her. Okay, so I got the box open, which for some reason I thought I only needed to cut 3 sides and it flipped open. I was very wrong. I'm already making this harder than it needs to be. But I can show you guys, it's also nicely packed. I'm going to admit though, I hate styrofoam. So this is going to be fun getting all this out of here. I kept trying to figure out what this hanging out of the box was. It actually is to guarantee that the hardware is in here and that it doesn't get lost. So that's kind of cool. I still have not fully determined what all tools I'm going to need, but I got my little toolbox over there. And yes, I've got a tote for a toolbox. But it looks like they're all color-coded, so this should actually go together pretty quickly. So I'm going to pull all this out really quick. Okay, so I got everything out of the box. It is spread around her room now. In fact, here, I've got a pile of, that's my parts. I've got pieces leaning against her bed. I got the box there for the visual. I've got pieces lying up on, where am I at here? Up on her dresser. I've got the stack of boxes. I'm assuming that is the like 40 or 30 accessories or whatever it is. And then more pieces over here. So now you've also seen her whole room. And I'm using her little frozen card table to prop this on so I can set it up. Now, I'm trying to decide, especially since I'm doing this vlog. So, guys, I usually use my camera to record, so it makes it a little tricky. But Kidkraft actually has a 3D guided interactive assembly instructions that can be found in the BILT app, BILT, which is actually really kind of cool. In fact, I'm kind of thinking I might have to go grab a different camera or something because I can follow old school instructions. I really can. I've done that my entire life. But I'm kind of curious to see what the 3D instructions are. So, but guys, it's been a while since I built something like this. One of our daughters asked if she should go ahead and just build it because she's taken a liking to doing this kind of stuff. She's been assembling bookshelves and cubbies and that kind of stuff, kind of like those ones right there. And we really try to teach our kids independence in that sense. I'm not going to let the 5-year-old build this, though. It was the 12-year-old who offered, which I would take her up on it, but I kind of want to do it. I haven't done it in a while. So now, let me glance at these instructions a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check out that app, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. Okay, so I just downloaded the app. And so far it's good. I kind of like it. Breaks it down. It tells you exactly what tools you're going to need, what's already included. I mean, obviously that's all stuff I'm going to find in the instructions too. It also gives an estimate on the time it's going to take and the recommended number of people. Now, my husband's here. I could have him go ahead and come in and help. Her room's kind of small, and guys, I can do this. There might be a couple pieces that I'm going to end up needing a hand with just because they're awkward and it's just going to be easier to have a couple extra people. But you know, that's always the option there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to try to follow the tutorial through the 3D. Watch me build this isn't going to be all that exciting anyhow. But I am going to show you a lot of steps in between as I do it. I'm also going to be showing you guys, in fact, here, I'll just talk over all of these screenshots that I'm taking to show you the estimated time frame, the number of people, and all of that so you can see that. Okay, so this is kind of the overview of what the dollhouse is going to look like once I entered in what instructions I was looking for. At the bottom, it starts to give the assembly estimates and stuff there. This is the next page where it's got more of the times, 1 person, 2.5 hours, 63 steps. There's my tools. And then it's going to go down the parts list, and then I can go ahead and start. So this page actually kind of confused me at first because I thought it was showing me screws or something. It took me about 3 seconds of rereading it to realize that it was telling me how I was going to shift the page to look at different images as I went through, which is actually a really cool feature and came in really handy several times. Okay, really quick. It's telling me I need my Phillips screwdriver, which I always prefer a ratcheting one because it just seems to work better. But seriously, guys, this is the wrench. I mean, compare that to the size of my finger. That's the secondary tool. And there's little miss who's anxiously waiting for me to get this dollhouse done. Okay, so I went ahead and I did the first step really quick. She's back there waving. I've got the first couple pieces assembled. I've got the extra kiddo who I originally told wasn't helping me, and now she's helping me. Because truth is, there's a lot of pieces. And I spread them all over around her room. So she's going to be helping me gather stuff. I want to say really quick, I am loving the BILT app. While I may have only assembled 2 pieces so far, I've looked at the next step. Big difference. So when you're looking at these instructions, you really have to pay attention to, you know, the numbers and all the different things like, you know, those screws and finding different pieces. On the BILT app, so the picture that I'm showing right here, okay, that shows the images in like on the pieces. So I don't even have to hunt for the piece name or anything else. I just be like, oh, I needed that wood floor with the rocks on the end and I needed to attach it to the one with the rail on the inside. because you can also rotate the images on there to see the other sides of it, because the end piece that I attached, the one side didn't look quite right. So I rotated the whole thing in the image and was able to see the other side of it to make sure it was the right piece. So that's really cool. I'm really liking this BILT app. So now let's see how fast we can get this knocked out. I am done. Okay, check out this monstrosity. This thing is huge, and her room is small enough. I'm having a really hard time catching it all in here. We've got this spot along the wall that we're going to place it right there. I'll show you the back side too. It does have a safety strap to attach it to the wall, which is a really nice feature that they've added that, because this thing is massive and it is heavy. We ran into a couple little issues. I'm going to actually start at the very top and go down. The roofs, the rooftop, so there's one here and another one over there, over where the elevator goes. They clip together on both ends. And then inside, there's like a little plastic post, but there's a gap in the middle. And so my husband and I agreed if they'd put one more of those clips right in the middle, that would have been really helpful. And then putting it on, this one went on a lot easier than the other one, because you have to get a clip on this side and then on this side, and then inside it is around the back. So that was a little bit of a pain. This side, I don't know if it's because I was fighting with this back corner as well, but it just took a lot more effort to put on. The elevator, I did have a couple issues. I don't know if you're gonna be able to, yep, you can actually see it there. So when I put these screws in, I didn't mean to over tighten them, but I must have, because the wood cracked. In fact, you can see it on both corners there. It actually did the same thing on the back side. So I pulled the screws back out a little bit. It's not quite as bad. This side, though, I can see that the crack is running down the front a little bit. This is a wooden elevator. Pushes up and down. So hopefully she'll be able to use that one pretty well. While I assembled the rest of the house, Miss Charlie worked on assembling the furniture, because it was not all put together. So like the legs on the telescope had to be put together. I think the stools, the legs on the piano bench, the table, the stools were together. The legs on the table, the bed had to be assembled. So she went through, and then the pull tabs, because we've got that, see, Charlie's gonna turn on the light. Yeah, a working light. And then the refrigerator also, if I can open it, lights up when you open it, and then turns off when you close it. So I've got a couple little ones who are super anxious to start playing with this. So we're gonna get this moved over to the wall and secured. Let me get this moved, and then I'm gonna tell you all about the BILT app that I used for this. Okay, so I used the BILT app. I wasn't sure if I was going to when I first started. I'm kind of old school. I've always used the instructions. And I thought, you know what, why not give it a try? First thing I noticed, which I already showed you guys, is that in the manual, they are black and white, just numbered or lettered images that you got to find them and figure all of that out. In the BILT app, it actually gives kind of a cartoon rendering, but a 3D image of each piece. So I could swipe my finger and it would rotate the entire image to show me like which piece it actually was. It was really cool. And then I could zoom in on certain parts. I could replay it. And it was actually had a voice that would say step 3, but then it wouldn't, sorry about the kids there. It didn't actually speak the step. It just showed an image of the pieces moving together. You need to stop right now. So it was still really helpful. In fact, honestly, I think pretty much anybody would be able to follow the instructions on there. So that was really nice. Now, when it came to assembling the furniture, because I was still working on the house, Charlie went ahead and used the paper instructions. And you know what? She struggled a little bit. So now here's where I'm going to say, it said one person, 2.5 hours and 63 steps. Okay, one person, yeah, I could have done this myself, but I got to tell you, there's certain steps, they were definitely easier with an extra set of hands. If nothing else, at least putting the back panels on, that was kind of a pain without an extra person to push from the front because they weren't completely flat. So when they're slightly warped, you have to, I don't know if I can even show you here, I should put all the furniture, but there's a little track down there that the panel sits in. And when it curves slightly, it's really hard, especially the bigger panels, to get it in by yourself. So I needed her to be on the front side of it, kind of pushing it backwards, while I was getting it in the track and then popping it up into the brackets on the back side. So that was really helpful. We did reduce the time to about 2 hours for total assembly. That, however, now it would have taken 2.5 if I was assembling the furniture. I also stopped to take a couple phone calls in the middle of all of that, as well as to talk to Sean, who is in our bedroom installing a ceiling fan, which we've lived here for 1.5 years and we bought it in the first week we lived here. So it's nice that that's finally getting done. Obviously, guys, we do things ourselves in our house. So there it is, the BILT app. I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would. I'm just kind of stubborn and old school. So I'm going to give a huge thumbs up to that. I will look forward to anything we buy in the future that needs some extra assembly like this. Now, basic bookshelf and stuff, I'll probably just use the paper still because it's not going to change a whole lot. But something that's a little more involved, has a lot more steps, I'll definitely use it for. Now, I'm also going to say that of those 63 steps, it sounded like a lot. It's not quite as bad. The last 15 or so was furniture. And honestly, step 63 was congratulations, you're done. So there weren't actually 63 steps. But there it is. The dollhouse is done. And I've got Taya, who is so excited and ready to come. Woo! She's coming to join me. So excited. Are you ready for your dollhouse?
Yeah.
And your brother? So how about I finish the video so that you can get your dolls and start playing?
With my scissors.
Yeah. Oh, your brother's climbing all over me. So you are a busybody. Okay, guys. There it is. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. If nothing else, with the review of the Camilla Mansion dollhouse and the BILT app is completely worth it, which I didn't even fully review the Camilla dollhouse. It's huge. It went together well. There was just a couple of little issues, like I said, but nothing that we couldn't work around. And I can just give the heads up. Don't over tighten your screws. Make sure they're in, but don't over sync them, which that was my fault. And he's trying to hand me the instructions again. And that's honestly it. Make sure you've got space for it because this thing is massive. Not only is it 4 feet tall, it's at least that wide. Yeah. You want to say see you later?
See you later.
I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss everything coming up next. And we'll see you in the next one.